Hi, I'm Fabi Martinez, and I'm going to try to make a video to explain how to get an embroidery design from your computer onto your Janome 12,000 sewing machine. So what I've done right now is I've opened up a page out of the PDF for the 12,000 machine, and I'm going to show you that when you first start off on the embroidery side of the machine, this should not be new information to you if you've owned that 12,000 for a while because it has been retired for a long time. I think that machine first came out in about 2013 or so. So this is more, 13 years after that. When you first start off on the embroidery side of the machine, you're going to have a home button that is actually going to take you to a page that looks like this right here. You're going to have the built-in designs, the monogram designs. This is where you're going to have another opportunity to open design files that come from a different source. Primarily, that's going to be from the USB drive that you have inserted into the machine, or you could go to the edit screen. That's the little grid mark that's right here. We're going to be talking about opening a file. But before we can open a file, we have to have a file, correct, on your USB. So step number one is going to be that you will have a USB drive. You want to have it be a rather small capacity. 2 was common back in the day, and it's not so common anymore. 2 GB, 8 GB are even becoming not quite as common anymore. When I owned a 12,000 machine, I was able to even use up to a 16 GB. Didn't put very much stuff on it at a time because it slows down the machine. And also remember, USB drives are not meant to store your things on. They are only meant to be transportation from getting a design from one place to another. So step number one, I'm not going to show it to you here. I'll just be gabbing as we're looking at this screen, is that you're going to turn your sewing machine on and you're going to insert that USB into the slot on the side for the drive. You're going to go to the settings mode and you're going to find the page that tells you that you want to format a USB. You're going to follow the directions on the screen. It will warn you that it will wipe out anything or erase anything that might already be on that drive. So you just need to acknowledge that, say that it's okay, and let the machine format your USB drive. When you do that, your USB drive is going to create 2 folders. So this is one that I've got still, and this one is for my Janome 15,000 machine. So it's going to be a little bit different than the 12,000. It's going to create 2 folders, an EMB folder and an ORD folder. The EMB folder is where you're going to put your embroidery designs, and the ORD folder is where you're going to put decorative stitches if you ever play with decorative stitches in the Horizon Link program. We're not going to talk about that right now. So if I open up my EMB folder, you're going to see that I've got lots of files that are right here that are just right there in the EMB folder. If I were to have this USB in the 12,000 machine and I navigate to that area where I wanted to open up a design, all of these designs would be available because they are JEF files. All right, I would be able to find them there very easily and just click on them and open them and get them ready to embroider. Now, this is where I'm a little bit fuzzy, I have to admit, because like I said, this is for my 15,000 machine, which is more sophisticated than 12. We could create folders, and within our folders, we could even create more folders. I don't know if any of these have any, probably not, but we could create folders in order to keep our designs even more organized. I'm pretty sure that on the 12,000, we could also have a layer of folders here that you could put a design into and open it up. Pretty sure we couldn't go more than one layer deep, however, within the EMB folder. All right, so once that USB is in your machine, all you have to do is go to that little place where you're going to open up a design, you're going to open up a file, and when you hit this little icon right here, you are going to get that option to navigate to the USB stick, okay, in order to open a file. That's how simple it is to get it there. But how did we get the file onto the USB? Again, it's pretty simple. These are just very basic embroidery or file explorer functions. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you a brief peek into my embroidery folder. So this is the process. Your USB has to be on your computer. And then you just come to that place on your computer, wherever it is that you have been storing and organizing your designs. If you're new at this, you probably will not have something that looks like mine. See this? I've got a lot of folders because I'm pretty well organized and I've been at this for a long, long time. I organize mine sometimes according to the company that I got the design from. Sometimes I have them organized according to possibly a technique. Like I have a folder here for applique. Within my applique folder, I probably have some stuff from different companies or whatever, okay? So you're going to find that folder. You're going to open that folder and you are going to find the design that you are looking for. All right, let's just say that it's this one right here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it with my mouse. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to navigate over here into my sidebar where I've got my USB stick. I'm going to click on this so that it opens up. I'm going to hover over my EMB folder. I can do this one of two ways. I'll show you the first way first. I can right click on here and I can paste that design that I copied. All right, so I pasted it. Well, let's take a peek at it and see if it's there. And it was this little flower. So yes, it is there. Now I can take that USB to my sewing machine and I can embroider that design out by opening it up there. Make sure whenever you use a USB drive that you also release it from the computer carefully. So you're going to come down here and you're going to safely remove hardware and eject the media. Click on that. And when you do that, you're going to get an option, depending on what you've got on your computer, to go ahead and select the item and let it be uninstalled, okay? So that you can then safely take it to your machine. The other option that we had for copying this design was, I'm going to show you this one here. I could just hover over this. I could drag it and take it on over. So I'm holding down my left mouse button and I'm just dragging it over here to that USB drive. Now, this is not my favorite way to do this, and I will tell you why. Sometimes designs get corrupted when people do a drag and drop, although sometimes they're just fine. But now that I've hovered over that E drive, which is my little USB stick, you can see that my EMB folder actually popped up, and I can then just go ahead and drag that into the EMB folder. It's going to warn me it's already there, so I'm just going to say skip it, okay? So that's method number 2 for how to get a design onto your USB stick. The other one is, what was the other one? Let me think about it. Did I show you? I showed you drag and drop, and I showed you copy and paste. All right, that's basically it. So that's how you can get that design over onto a USB and then take the USB to your machine and open it up and embroider it. So one quick other sideline here. Your machine came with the Horizon Link program. That Horizon Link program is a handy little program, and I hope that you have it installed on your computer. I'm just going to find it here in my list of apps. I don't have this running very often or never because I don't have this machine anymore, but I still have the program. If you're going to be using this for transferring designs to your machine and you want to use the direct connect cable that came with your machine, it's a long cable. One end plugs into the computer, the other end plugs into the machine. You first have to install this JSMC installer. And it's real simple to do. So you just double click on this or click on it. You're going to get a little message that says, do you want to let this app make changes to your computer? And you're going to say yes. And when you do that, that will then make that connection work between your machine and Horizon Link. And when you are in Horizon Link, you know, you can watch some of my Horizon Link videos that I've got on YouTube, since I don't want this to run long, and it will tell you about how to use that program. There's also several videos on my YouTube channel about Horizon Link Suite, which is a more sophisticated, advanced program than Horizon Link. You can learn a lot from that one as well. So those are some methods for how to get your designs from your computer onto your machine. Oh, and one thing I did not mention was make sure that your designs have been extracted, also known as unzipped, because your machine cannot read a zipped file. It needs to be a JEF file, which is a JEF. Now my memory is going to fail me just a smidgen here. I think that the 12,000 could also read the Janome JPX format. All right. I'm Fabi Martinez. Thanks for watching the video, and I do hope that it was helpful to you. Bye for now.